no stress. I could have bought a house, I put it on my neck.
Hey y'all, Brandready here, and today we'll be discussing the differences between 300 Blackout, Subsonic, and Supersonic suppressed. Our test ammo today is going to be the Hornady Black and 300 Blackout. This is my favorite home defense ammunition to date, and that is not an advertisement. It is just that, my favorite home defense ammunition. The Subsonic is 208 grains and travels at 1,020 feet per second. Supersonic is 110 grains and travels at 2,375 feet per second. You can certainly feel the difference in that velocity as well while shooting. The gun for this test, of course, will be my favorite gun to date, and that'll be the Daniel Defense PDW chambered in 300 Blackout. It is suppressed with the Dead Air Nomad 30 can on there. Also, just a heads up, this gun has already been checked and cleared for safety. I'm never done with this gun, so there have been a few changes that I've applied to it as well since my last video that I've posted or talked about this one. We'll have an update video on that coming soon about some of the changes with this gun, but more on the topic at hand. I'm shooting the subs this time. When you shoot your gun, there are basically two sounds going off at one time. You've got the mechanisms from the gun, which are responsible for discharging the bullet and sending the round down range, in which your suppressor can drastically have an effect on and reduce that sound or that noise. And second is the sound of the bullet's velocity. So I'm gonna get real scientific on y'all here. Supersonic rounds break the sound barrier. So when you hear that crack, you're hearing the sonic boom. That is what's being created by the bullet moving so fast it broke the sound barrier. Now, a subsonic round is traveling below Mach 1, which is below the sound barrier. That way, when you're shooting a subsonic round, it does not create that second crack that you hear when you're shooting a supersonic round. Hence, you have a quieter round overall with the subsonic round. Thus far, the 300 Blackout subsonic round suppressed is the closest comparison that I've heard to the silencers in movies that sound like. Fun fact, they don't really sound like that. But the subsonic round is very quiet. Supersonic is definitely a more aggressive round. You'll notice the velocity when you're shooting it. There's slightly more recoil. If you've shot suppressed, you'll know that it is tremendously gassy with every round that you discharge. You're gonna get more gas and debris kicking back at you when you're shooting supersonic rounds. A subsonic round feels subtle, it's calm, it's quiet. It's the type of shot that raises a few questions at the range. Hey, what are you shooting over there? Damn, that's a quiet gun. What kind of can you got on that? You know, those are the things that you'll hear from peers in the range whenever they hear you shooting subsonic at 300 Blackout. If I could get supersonic velocity out of a subsonic round, I'd use subsonic every day. With that in mind, it leads me to what is my round of choice if I had to choose between the two. I've actually gone back and forth with each one, but I now keep in my magazines the supersonic round, of course, due to the velocity, when it all boils down to it. If I'm in a situation where I have to use this gun, you better believe some shit has hit the fan, at least in my household. So if I'm in a situation where I have to actually use this gun, I want the most velocity and the biggest advantage I can get. I'll take 2,375 feet per second over 1,020 feet per second any day. So that kind of concludes my thoughts here on this one. Which would you choose? The force of a supersonic round, or would you prefer the subtle sounds and quietness of the sneaky subsonic round? Comment below. And if you liked today's video, please remember to like and subscribe for more similar content. And as always, stay ready, don't get ready, be blessed.